the Democratic stuff you get is, do you realize that the healthcare subsidies and we got people in, addiction treatment and I get stuff from the Republicans. Patriot, I thought I told you to send $100. You send your money right now, goddammit, or we're going to tell Trump.
James, you know something? We have terrific listeners. I mean, I'm not saying that because they help pay the bill. They just are really, really smart from all over. The first one is one it's directed right down your alley. Kate in Montgomery, Alabama, says Doug Jones has thrown his hat back in the ring to try to win the Alabama governor's seat. Does he have any chance? And if so, what advice would you give his campaign?
First of all, it's really good to hear side Montgomery. I love Montgomery for one reason. I'm a big fan of two things: country music and the civil rights movement. And the fact that Hank Williams' grave is next to the Baptist church and King preached at is too much. Montgomery is good museums there. Yeah, I like Montgomery a lot. So what was the question?
Does Doug Jones have a chance, and what advice would you give him?
Does Doug have a chance to be governor? All right. If Tommy Tuberville, who is the gold standard for stupidity, okay, we're not, and I mean the gold standard, can only be topped by Cindy Hyde Smith, who's next door in Mississippi. If Tuberville is there, I think Doug's got a shot. And I mean, it's a really, it was a unique set of circumstances when he won because he was running against Roy Moore. It was when he ran for re-election and everybody got beat, by Moore a little bit. It's a very, very red state. However, if we ever going to succeed in a place like Alabama, it's going to be with a guy like Doug, who is just an outstanding human being. Yeah, he's going to run a hell of a race. And, when you overperforming by 20 points, 25 points every time you turn around, Doug's in the hunt. I really believe that.
Yeah.
I do.
Boy, he'd be a good governor. He really would be. Next
guy.
Question comes from Frank. Frank in Lawrence, Kansas. My dear friend Jerry Seib, got me to go out to Lawrence, Kansas about 15 years ago. And I got to tell you, Allen Fieldhouse is everything they crack it up to be, along with Cameron, the Palestra, and maybe Hinkle Fieldhouse. It is one of the great gyms in America. And Lawrence is such a great college town. Frank says, with Trump's approval and power flagging, is a weakened Trump even more dangerous? Oh, boy, Frank, you nailed it. It really is. When he gets threatened, when he gets, when he doesn't have that support of the lemmings the way he has for the first 10 months, he's going to do bad things. And I don't know what they're going to be, but he doesn't believe in the rule of law. He is in it for only one reason, himself. And so I do think he's more dangerous right now today.
Well, of course, you're correct about Lawrence. It's a great town. It's a great college town. It's a great town. Let me tell you right now, mark this down. We have a shot at the Senate seat in Kansas. Oh, my God. Oh, no, you can't be done. This is okay. Look at the last time that Roger Marshall ran, and it was going to be obviously in 2020, and look at the percentage of vote he got compared to what Trump got. Roger Marshall is one of the more unpopular politicians in Kansas. And you take that with enhanced Democratic performance everywhere, all right? You lay it over that Kansas is a very agrarian state, that tariffs are killing them. The immigration stuff is hurting them profoundly. I'm telling you right now, we have a shot at the Kansas Senate seat. Right now, I'm telling you that. And go look at the 2020 results and look at the differential and look at the enhanced Democratic performance. I don't say this just because I'm a homer. I say this because I think it could actually happen. I really do.
Boy, that would. Then you're talking not a 51 or 52 seats. You're up to 55, 56 of those.
We're going to have 53 Democrats.
Right.
Okay. It's just going to happen.
Right.
It can't not, unless there's some change. But given the political situation right now, given the polling, given actual election results, people just got better strap in because we're gonna have a hell of a year, and I think Kansas and some extent, I'm not sure Indiana not gonna get within spitting distance. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Dr. Sue in Cumberland, Rhode Island asks, is swapping out Colin Alrad with Jasmine Crockett a good idea? And also, why run Tallarico against Crockett in the primary?
Because Crockett can't win a general and Tallarico can't. If you believe, I do, that the primary purpose of politics is to win the election, particularly at this time, all right? I mean, Crockett is very smart and everything. She says things that just are not going to play. Like any Mexican American that voted for Trump has a slave mentality. That's not very smart to say. That's not very smart, Dr. Sue. Then to make fun of Greg Abbott because he has a physical impediment that's not smart. That's just not smart. And I know a lot of people in Rhode Island, I don't think it'd be smart there, but I can tell you places like Texas that's not good. So I'm literally for Tallarico. I think it's a great idea that he's running, and I suspect that you might hear from him pretty soon on this show. But I profoundly disagree with you.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. She can't win. He could win. I'm going to combine two. Yeah. James, I'm going to combine two questions. Jack in Williamsburg, Ohio, who asked, is there any hope for using the 25th Amendment or impeachment after the midterms to get Trump out? And Bill in Pullman, Washington says, if the House flips, perhaps the Senate, what are the chances Trump resigns? Hey, I'm sorry. Other than health, you're going to have him here until 2029. And I think the focus on impeachment, it's just not going to happen. It really is a waste of resource, energy, and time. I other than health, I doubt he'll resign. You got to focus on what we talked about earlier in the show: investigations. That's what 2027 should be all about, and blocking some of his bad initiatives, because this administration has given the word corruption new meaning. And there are so many gold mines out there. And really what's essential, so I think we made a points earlier about Dan Goldman and others, what's essential is to pick your spots, because there are so many. And that ought to be the focus on Trump after this next election.
I don't know. I don't agree with you on most things. I think I think he may leave. But health. Again, I don't want anybody to get sick. I don't think the job is not fun anymore, and it's going to get worse and worse because he doesn't have the power. No one gives a shit what he says. That comes with a 37% approval rating. By the way, there's very little evidence has gone down. He's trying this Hail Mary tonight where he's going to go on TV at 9 o'clock. I don't know who's going to carry it. And he's just going to dig himself in a deeper hole. I think.
Is there a good basketball game on tonight, or a good bowl game, James?
I don't know.
That we could
anything. But
we may have to look for one.
But I do. I think he may just, he could pardon himself. But for sure, we think he can. Let Vance pardon him. If that's how much. I don't think this guy wants to see. He's not going to want to be president under the conditions that he's serving now, and it's all going to do nothing but get worse. Worse.
Yeah. James, John in Chicago, Illinois, I want you to tell him, do Democrats need to court MAGA voters to win, or can they win by just satisfying their Democratic constituencies?
Well, I don't think, surely can get MAGA voters. And a lot of people feel like Trump betrayed them, that they did something and think they could, it was a cost of living. It was this, it was that. Yeah, we can break profoundly into the MAGA base, and I think we should. And some of them, they're not all the same. And, that's sometimes what people on our side of the equation think. We look at him and they're all saying that, and he's losing 2024 voters he had. So yes, hell yeah, we can win big. We got to go after everybody. Damn right we can.
Yeah. There's hard MAGA and there's soft MAGA.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
you're
I'm
not
sorry,
right.
49% of his MAGA vote was not hard. And that soft MAGA is peeling away and you can get them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And good candidates. I cannot.
Yep.
I just kind of go on a rant. I hate political Presbyterianism, which I define as it's all predetermined. Okay. You got to get this percent, and that's what it is. No, candidate and candidate quality matter. And how a candidate fits into the general election matters. Are you listening, Texas? All right. It matters. It matters who you run. It matters what their appeal is. It matters what their political skills are. It matters how they connect to the communities they come from. It matters how they articulate their positions. It matters how they deflect attacks. It matters how they can frame an attack. It matters how they can raise money. Candidate quality matters. Sorry.
James, you're so right. Let me give you one great example. In 2018 in Florida, a Bob Graham's daughter was running. She would have won the general election. Instead, the Democrats nominated a left-wing Democrat who ended up having lots of personal problems, who barely lost to DeSantis. If it had gone the other way, just think of all of the trauma and all that we would have avoided.
Gwen would have won. And actually, guys, it just, and then when Jeff Green got in, and it candidates matter, and it just doesn't have. Let me tell you, I keep your eye on Florida governor's race. David Jolly is working his ass. David was a Republican, vehement anti-Trump. He's a hardworking guy. You watch out. And I think he comes from the western part of the state, but watch out. He's going to be a good candidate.
Well, that would be good. Maryland in Hershey, Pennsylvania says, do you think we'll go to war with Venezuela, and what can we do to stop it? No, Maryland, I don't. I think he's just, and actually Susie Wiles, revealed that the whole thing is phony. They're not going after drugs. This is not the big. I mean, he just pardoned a guy who had the Honduran president who had let 40 tons of cocaine into America. So he's not going to stop the drugs thing. That's just a talking point for him. What he wants to do, he's into replacing Maduro. I don't think that necessarily is a bad idea, except I think he's probably going about it illegally. And the last thing in the world he wants to do is send American forces into Venezuela. I mean, that would be, his MAGA base would really start to crumble then.
Yeah, but I don't. I understand it. I'm not. Venezuela is not a particularly big drug exporting company, as I understand it. Country. It's just he's doing this because he doesn't have. This is the only people that can listen to him now are the military. He actually can cause effect. He can say something and then something happens. Politically, if he says something, no one gives a shit about him anymore. And it happened so quickly. He's done. And yes, and when people lose power, they find another place that they have power. And hey, look, I'm the boss or something. He's the boss of the military. I mean, think about that. And I don't think he will, but this situation is very fluid. It's deteriorating by the day. He's trying this bullshit tonight. It's not going to work. And the best he can hope for, he gets if he got some poll, had his approval up by 2 points. One poll. Oh my God, that thing got reported so much. Of course, it really wasn't. It's just 2 points, and all of you knew it come in. He's worse off than he's ever been. He's done. Okay, that's it. He's done. He's crazy. Might do anything.
James, our final question is from Kathy, who's in Southwest Florida. She says, I'm not sure we should tell Mary about this. She says, I keep getting text messages claiming to be from James Carville. that urged me to donate to the DSCC. Is that the best organizations for donations? If not, what?
I think the DSCC is fine. And they take the money, they're a transfer point. Okay. They're all, I like giving to individual races too. I mean, sometimes I think the best money you can give is directly to a candidate, but DSCC is fine. It doesn't have high overhead. It gets a lot of money to candidates, and they're judicious as to where to send their money. So I sent they sent out shit my name. I said, okay, I'll send it out. But I'm very comfortable recommending that you send some money to the DSCC. It's a good organization.
And so, Kathy, expect to get more of those texts from James.
I get on the Republican text. Fundraising is a new thing. It's all written by an algorithm. And so the Democratic stuff you get is, do you realize that the healthcare subsidies, and we got people in, addiction treatment, and I get stuff from the Republicans. Patriot, I thought I told you to send $100. You send your money right now, goddammit, or we're going to tell Trump. Oh, we're going to take your name off the rolls. The cultural difference on my cell phone, I've got to write a piece, is how the fundraising appeals to small donors and the parties diverge in big time. Just kind of funny difference,
That's a great piece. Listen,
I never fool with you anymore. I'm gonna tell
we love those. We just love those questions. We really do. You guys write such terrific questions. If we didn't get to yours this week, please send it in again next week, because picking the 7 or so best is such a hard task.
Yeah, we got some good. We do.
We just have a great group out there, James.